Did you see the interview with the Chili's CEO? Look at the comments. Chili's CEO breaks down how the restaurant chain became hot again. Is he going to mention Atrioc? Because if not... Wait, I just looked at the comments. I looked at the comments. Top one is Marketing Mondays. Oh, wait, that's good. Can't wait for the Glizzler to comment on this one. Give me the Glizzy Gobbler special at Chili's. You know, we don't necessarily have to, this doesn't have to be our voice on a mainstream video. But let's watch this. This could be fun. I'm always interested in Chili's success.
The restaurant industry has been struggling. 2024 had the highest number of bankruptcies since the pandemic.
TGI Fridays filed for bankruptcy.
Hooters.
Get TGI Fridays! Rest in piss, dude. You will not be missed. TGI days, dude.
But on the flip side, Chili's is thriving. It's got more customers, more sales, more hype.
Sheesh.
This is so good, Chili's, you popped off.
And this man is the reason why.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I guess you could say I saved Chili's, but I did it for the American people, for the American economy, and most of all for the average American who wants a good meal for an affordable price. You could say Chili's is a real labor of love. Dude, keeping this narration, someone should make this for the Reddit. They want to save the Reddit. And this man is the reason why. And then it cuts to the Wakanda Forever clip. Just cuts to me and a Chili's on a phone camera saying Wakanda Forever. That's content.
This is so good, Chili's, you popped off.
And this man is the reason why.
Wakanda Forever.
What were top changes you made there, and what was the payoff?
One of the ideas actually came from our culinary team. They served all of us 2 identical Old Timers with cheese. That's our most popular burger. And they had us taste each one and then say, oh, what was the difference? We all got it wrong. The pickles were different, right? That was the only thing that was different. And so they bring out the current pickle at the time, and it was like a 5-gallon jug. And then about a minute later, you liberate the pickles because the thing flies off, but then all the pickle juice spills over.
Oh
That's the real Liberation Day, by the way. Americans know the real Liberation Day was when they liberated the pickles.
Goodness.
So you got to clean up the pickle juice and the dill. And then they said, here's the other pickle that you didn't know the difference of. And they brought a jar out and they opened it up and they took 2 pickles out, right? They said, oh, by the way, this is over $500,000 cheaper than,
Oh my goodness.
than the liberated pickles, right?
That's a lot. $500,000 for a f***ing pickle? No wonder Chili's was the dumbest before, dude. I can't afford that. Hardworking American salary? I can't pay $500,000 for a pickle.
His team looked for small changes they could make to save cooking time and money.
So for example, on a burger and fries, sounds simple, right? A lot goes into that. And the fries, what we found was 1, they weren't as hot as they could be, and 2, they weren't seasoned properly. And so, well, why is that? So after the fries are cooked, they're put on what's called a save-a-week pan, and then they're supposed to take the shaker.
You know what I like about this CEO already? Is that he seems to be in the weeds. He's not a only talk about big picture guy. He seems like he cares about the details of the craft of what his restaurant actually does. That's one thing I really remember liking about, I'm not to throw him under the bus, but my CEO from Twitch, I could tell, was not a big Twitch user. In fact, all the senior management of Twitch didn't really use Twitch that often in their regular lives. But then at NVIDIA, I could tell that Jensen Huang was like deeply in the weeds about what GPUs were used for, how they would be used, the technical aspect. He was an engineer's kind of guy. You could just tell when he could speak.
Do it 30 times. After 5, your arm just starts getting tired. So like nobody's doing it 30 times, and then we wonder why isn't the fries properly seasoned. So we used incredible innovation. We made a shaker with bigger holes. That more seasoning came out. And now you put them in a bowl. You go shake, 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 toss, toss, shake, shake, shake. Fries are properly seasoned.
So what I don't understand, why don't they just make it have one big hole? And you just, I feel like I should be on the team. No, because the more seasoning, the better. Dude, they put me in charge of Chili's. In the first week, it's like all the burgers are lettuce buns. Everyone's complaining. I've gotten rid of like half the you can't even get a water. It's only like a bubbly water. Everyone's getting $5 Topo Chicos with their lettuce buns. Big A clips on the iPad. Yeah, the dessert is a bag of Sour Patch Kids.
Huge advantages come out of slimming down the menu, or allows us to make the food better. So for example, the chicken crispers, we used to have 2 chicken crispers. We had a tempura battered crisper called the original crisper. It's about 20% of the chicken crisper business. When we got rid of the 20% variant, we could now have one big vat where we can make 24 at a time, versus the old way you could make 1 or 2 at a time.
Interesting.
So
Yeah, I mean, this is like the Gordon Ramsay thing, right? Where he had a show that ran for 10 years where all he did was go into people's restaurants and say, make the menu simpler. Yeah, f***ing twat. And they somehow turned that into a long-running show. Yeah, it does seem logical. I mean, you know, like In-N-Out has built the whole business off making the same burger and fries. People want it to be good more than they want a whole bunch of things. I guess the opposite would be like a Cheesecake Factory where they make like 1,000 things and they're good for like, if you have a big group.
But the chain has also added an important new item.
So the Big Smasher, which you introduced last year, I know was a really important moment
The
for
Big
you for
Smasher.
the brand, in terms of lifting your sales.
and social media, people were posting their fast food receipts and they were complaining about how expensive things were. And so we came up with the idea of like, what if we made a burger that had familiar taste profile of a famous fast food burger, but done in the format of Chili's?
Makes a quarter-pound burger look tiny and, well, yeah, tiny.
And then go after this idea that fast food pricing is high, right? And we did that May of last year, and the business was doing well. Before that, it just took off after that.
Is it profitable though? I mean, that's
Theoretically, the Big Smasher could be sold at cost. And it's just so good for the brand that they're f***ing over McDonald's that people would come in and everyone's like, well, maybe I'll get this instead. Or they had a drink or they had other high margin item and you'd still make all the money.
Buy an affordable option, like Chili's $6 base option margarita. But the chain also offers a premium option, like a Presidente margarita, for the few who want to splurge.
I'm drinking the Presidente at Chili's. You're drinking the base. We are not the same. I go to Chili's every weeknight. I order the Presidente and I look down on the pours. I say, oh, regular margarita for you, huh? Oh, the Presidente tastes a little better if you... And I slurp it loudly. Nobody comes with me. Ari stopped going because she didn't like the attitude I was putting out, but I enjoy it. To me, it's a really good night, you know? Yes, I'm lonely, but I look good, okay? People are impressed with me and my Presidente.
Applebee's last year came out with its $9.99 deal.
Applebee's
Too little, too
really
late,
big meal
Applebee's.
deal for only $9.99.
Too little,
A
too
little
late.
cheaper than your entry point for 3 for Me.
So I have a monthly meeting with our vice president of operations. So I asked them about a deal that was undercutting us by about 10%. And they all started laughing. I was like, why are you guys laughing? And they're like, we don't think this is going to dent us in the least. Because it's not just about the lowest price. It's also about what you get for that price. And we think that what we have is unbeatable.
I would say that wouldn't make me feel comfortable. that's like... I mean, they're probably right in this case, but like all my executive team busting out laughing at the idea that we're being undercut by 10%, I would be like, all right, well, that's kind of like the executives of Blockbuster laughing at the idea that this Netflix startup could ever be anything. How can they even, we're so much better and bigger. Do they have any stores? It's just, you'd want to take it seriously.
So let's talk about the Triple Dipper. So that has been on your menu for decades. What have you done that's changed to make that such a sensation?
The Triple
Is it the
Dipper!
food? Is it the marketing? Is it both?
Well, I think the first thing is the food is better and it's made more consistently. Point 2 is our marketing team did a really focused effort on bringing this into social media. The Triple Dipper is very consistent way a young person likes to eat, like to have lots of little things. It's experiential. You've got cheese pulls. You've got products that you can dip, and we started marketing on social media, and I think that showed.
Is that what you guys like, Gen Z? You like lots of little things and cheese poles? All right, he's got you pegged then, huh?
And obviously, you've played a role in making this go viral. Is it partnering with influencers? Is it
Yeah.
being playful?
I mean,
I have not been paid a dime for my hard work for the Chili's brand. Not one red dime. I want this is free labor. I want the CEO to get on my horn here, and I want an Atrioc menu item. In fact, probably 30 Atrioc menu items. They should be complex to make. One of them will be a grilled salmon flambe, and everybody in the kitchen has to learn how to make it.
the way we're going to keep growing the business is don't get bored of the fundamentals. That's number 1. Is we got to continue to.
Okay, what if every time right before you serve the food to somebody, you take a blowtorch and right over it? So it's like scorching hot, maybe even a little bit on fire. And that way, whenever you get your food, it's like crackling. Or here's what I would do at my restaurant is I would put a microwave on every table, and then I would buy the cheapest frozen meals. And then when they order it, I would just hand it to them and say, heat it up yourself. And then the microwave only opens once you go through the tip screen. It's a touchscreen microwave. How long you get to heat it up is correlated to how much you tip. So your food will be slightly cold if you're a cheap tipper. Holy shit, that's pretty smart.
So there's a lot more runway ahead of us on this brand than there is behind us. And we're still probably early to mid innings of our turnaround. So there's so much more.
Well, that's good because I need you to get the chili stock up, 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 up. Cool interview. I mean, it's good that people are seeing the incredible turnaround of Chili's. Now, let's check the stocks game real quick. See how Chili's is doing. Up competitive 6%. That would make it the 13th best pick stock out of 50. That's pretty good. Me and Aiden are both in the green. Doug in third. We are the lemonade stand. We are the top three. Albertsons and Kroger. Fucking Ludwig. Dude, it's so that Ludwig stole Kroger from me. I would actually have a generational fucking performance if I got Kroger and Albertsons, like I said, out loud. And then he yoinked. He went right after me and yoinked. That's so, it's fucked. It's a draft. Yeah, but it's a draft where if I just didn't say it, if I just didn't make a content out of it, he wouldn't have known. If I just said, I pick Kroger, or I pick Albertsons, that's it, full stop, he wouldn't have picked Kroger. But I said, I pick Albertsons because they're going to merge with Kroger, and then that's why he yoinked Kroger. It's f***ing, and then I had to get Goldman shit sacks instead, which was not a smart pick.